A white horse was about to sink to the bottom of a lake, and a man desperately tried to pull it up but was powerless to do so. He looked toward a distant water wheel and immediately tied the rope to it, using his own body weight to turn the wheel. The moment the white horse was rescued ashore, it shed human-like tears. Then it flew directly into the sky and disappeared. The next day, he discovered that there were now 2 divine horses in the stable, along with a talking little donkey. The donkey told him it was the white horse from the previous night, and to repay the life-saving favor, the donkey decided to accept him as its master. However, remembering the wheat field destroyed by the white horse, the farmer would surely come to settle accounts with him. So he rode the little donkey and left the place. They arrived at a beautiful country. At that moment, the king spotted his 2 divine horses through a telescope and immediately dispatched troops to seize the precious steeds. Seeing Jack's heartbroken expression, the little donkey became furious. It let out a long cry toward the sky, and the 2 precious horses immediately turned around and charged back. The king pursued them relentlessly from behind, only to end up plunging headfirst into a pile of flour. The onlooking citizens burst into laughter at this spectacle, and the king, constrained by his dignity, couldn't directly punish Jack. The king devised a scheme, ordering Jack to capture the mythical fire phoenix that had been attacking his soldiers. Jack had no choice. That night, he used pine cones he had collected as bait. Suddenly, an eerie red light flashed from the sandy ground, and a massive phoenix engulfed in flames burst forth from the earth. It became extremely excited upon seeing the pine cone and swallowed it in one gulp. Soon, it lost consciousness and collapsed. Just as Jack was about to approach, he suddenly felt intense heat behind him. There was another fire phoenix. This phoenix angrily spread its enormous wings and lunged at him ferociously. At this critical moment, the little donkey arrived just in time and knocked the fire phoenix away with a headbutt. But this only enraged the divine bird further, and it frantically chased Jack, turning everything in its path into a sea of flames. Jack threw down his last drugged pine cone. The fire phoenix instinctively caught and swallowed it, and the next second it fainted into the lake water. The next day, Jack tied up the fire phoenix securely, preparing to bring it back to complete his mission. But when he saw tears flowing from the fire phoenix's eyes, his heart began to waver. Although this mythical beast was fierce, it possessed the same emotions as humans. In the end, Jack chose to release it. After regaining its freedom, the fire phoenix left behind one of its precious feathers to thank Jack for his mercy. This feather contained powerful magical forces. Jack carefully stored it away, preparing to return and prove to the king that he had completed the task. Jack returned to the palace and confidently told the king that the fire phoenix had become his friend and would no longer harm anyone. He presented the feather as evidence, but the feather turned into an ordinary one before the king. The king flew into a rage and ordered Jack to be executed in public. Just as the executioner raised his blade, the feather suddenly burst into flames. A fire phoenix descended from the sky and landed on the highest point of the palace, proving that everything Jack had said was true.